Happy Saturday to all of you. I want to share something that's been deeply on my heart for the last week. And something doesn't feel right. And I have a confession to make. I have some observations to make. And it doesn't feel right in this world. Something just doesn't feel right. And I had a little bit of part of that. And for me, it was being naive and just trying new things. But I'm going to get right into the confession part because that's what people are probably clicking on the video if they're not my regular subscribers. And I want to apologize to all of you for 4 or 5 of the thumbnails that had me as AI. And of course, I got rid of those and changed it back. And I thought it would be fun to try something new. And the bad part about that is that has something to do with why things feel so off in the world, in my opinion. Now, I thought it would be fun, it'd be a little artistic, just to try something different. And it was not something that I didn't like it after I did it. And a lot of you didn't like it as well. And why can AI be such a dangerous thing? Well, and why does things feel so off in the world? My husband lately was on the internet and he was watching videos, and he was watching all these different kinds of videos. He was watching videos of people that passed away, videos, and he's like, wait a minute, this isn't true. Wait, this isn't true. This isn't right. And what's happening in AI is taking over our universe. But the thing is, it's taking over with lies and deception. Just the other day, Dolly Parton had to come on live to tell everyone that she's still alive and well, that she is not dead. And there was AI videos all over showing her not living, and they looked real. What are we going to do? This is a bad situation because AI can take over to the point where I can be on the camera and my double can be on the camera, and someday you may not know the difference. In the beginning with AI, it was somewhat funny characters, you know, you could tell that wasn't the real person. But with advanced technology, who's right, who's wrong, who's who? And AI is becoming extremely volatile because they are spreading fakeness to the point where my husband said he doesn't even know what's right anymore. He doesn't even know what's true. He doesn't even know what is real and what is not. And so the thing is this, and like I said, my confession is I did some thumbnails of myself that were AI, and I realized this just doesn't feel right. This isn't right, and this could go so far, and it has gone so far. And I'm the kind of person, and my personality is this. My personality is that I try to, at night especially, think through everything and try to make sense of everything in my life and everything that's around me. And this time I can't make any sense. I can't figure out how to navigate the internet. There was a time when the internet was so much fun because it was fun. It was real, more real, and it was, you know, real people, real life. And now it's like you don't know what videos are real and what aren't, and you don't know storylines, you know, are they fiction, are they nonfiction? You have people that died and say they're not dead. You have people that are not dead and said they died. And it's getting to the point where it is so bad. And this could get to a very scary place. Is AI part of the end times? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And so it's very hard to enjoy social media like you used to because of all of this nonsense. Now, some of you may be like, I don't know, words you're talking about, Tessie, I don't know anything about that. And that's great, you know. But those of us, especially we have husbands that like to watch a lot of news, they like to watch a lot of stuff. And I'm telling him, I'm like, that's not a real person. That's not real. That's fake, you know? And so many things that are happening in the news now, they are changing the narrative and it's totally fake. And you don't know what's real and you don't know what's not. I mean, eventually they will do this about the Bible. Eventually they will turn the Bible into you know, they will change this. And then it'll be all this new generation of people who won't know what's right and who won't know what's wrong, because it's going to be changed in such a way. But I had my part in it. You know, my part was in this just with the AI of me, which is a simple, small thing. But people are making videos of other people, and it looks like it's the real person. So crazy. And so this was on my heart today. My confession that you will not see that, and on my heart as far as my observations. I'm an extremely sensitive person, and I'm getting to the point where I can't navigate so much that's online, because so much of it is so fake and false, and it bothers me and it worries me, and maybe I'm just not meant for all of those things. You know, I'm not meant to be part of social media like I am. And I think the stereotype is, well, if you can't conquer it, just go along with it. You know, if you can't, you know, do this. And a lot of times that's with haters. And so what happens is, if a group of haters hate someone, and you don't really hate that person, but they'll turn on you unless you hate that person. So then you just conform to that, even though you know it's not right. So with YouTube, oh, they're advancing AI, and if you're not part of AI, you're not part of YouTube, and if you're not part of YouTube, then you won't have this, you won't have that. So we conform to it. We conform to it even though we know it's wrong. And so I don't conform to that. But it's getting to the point where I don't know where this will take us. Well, I do know where it will take us. It would take us down to destruction. We are just being torn from the inside out. And there has to be rules. There has to be regulations. You can't live in a life without any rules or regulations. You just can't, because it gets too far, and before you know it, you know, we have robots now, and this is not conspiracy theories. I am not a conspiracy theorist. My family is. I am not. But you have things that are all, I mean, YouTube's analytics is all AI. Like, it's AI. And I can see where this is going to go. I can absolutely see it where it's going to go, because AI is not human. So AI has above human capacities to filter people. It has more human capacities to vet people, to check on people, to find, they know more about you than you pretty much know about. And so it doesn't feel right. We can't change it. You know, and it's like the things that are coming into our home, you know, it's just, the data centers are part of with AI. I can't change it, but we've got to still be set apart from it. We can try to fight it. We can try to get the rules and regulations in, but it's the same as the 1800s when the railroads were trying to come in. It's the same as when the internet was trying to come in. We can use these things for good, but unfortunately, when it comes to all of this fakeness, it's going to become to the point where I don't know what's going to happen. And maybe I'm just an old soul, and maybe I let things bother me too much, but you know what? We can't go into things blindly. You know, we have to keep our guard up. And so I apologize for the few AI thumbnails I did, which I took down, because after thinking about it and realizing that that is not what I want to be part of. I don't want to be part of that, because it doesn't stop at that. It doesn't stop at cute little photographs of me, you know, and storybooks of me. You know, there's apps where you can make pretty pictures and do things like that, and it's fun. It's just, this is such a fine line. It's a fine line, and I'm not here to tell you that I got all the answers for everything, because I don't have any answers. But where does the fine line, where do you step over from the fine line? You know, it's hard. This is such a hard way to navigate your life, because with the power of the internet, lives are changed by that, and that is an amazing thing. So it's nice to have the internet, but you have to juggle so much of your life and juggle how you're going to portray your life on the internet. And that's hard. It's, you know, real life TV was, you know, Beverly Hills, you know, and in the Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then you had the show Cops, you know, back in the 90s, and oh wow, that was something. And, you know, that opened people's eyes to the real world and to some fakery, you know. That's when it kind of started. And now here we are sitting with creating clones of people and creating whole new narratives for people. And so it's something that we have to work on. But I just want to tell you that I can't be anything but me. My personality, I just can't. I can't get on the camera, and I can't have a narrative of something very dramatic and trauma to get people stirred up for, you know, whatever reason. I just can't. That's just not in me. I am not a news reporter. I'll never forget, last year there was a news reporter said, the snow is coming down really strong. It's a blizzard. And it was not even an inch of snow. He was showing the sky and he's like, it's coming down really bad. It's really bad. And then the camera at the end tilted and it wasn't even an inch of snow. And they didn't even get snow that time. And it's like, and my husband was watching a video where they were saying that it was this rain. It was like, and it wasn't even rain. Like, it was just so over the top. And so, you know, it's just interesting. It's like the tabloids in a really mega way, you know, the tabloids, you know, that my mom would shelter my eyes. She wouldn't let me read the tabloids in at the grocery store. And now it's like, boom, it's everywhere. And it's like, no matter how much you filter it and how much you try to stay away from it, you're bombarded with it. I mean, it's there, it's everywhere. And it's like, you just got to try to figure out how you're going to navigate all this. So there you go, everyone, and thank you so much. It doesn't feel right in the world, and some of it is, I believe, AI. And with these data centers and all of this that's happening with our nature and the sky and the atmosphere, and for such a time as this. But then I always tell you, what do I always tell you? We're here for this season for a reason. And we just got to figure out what that is. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys again. Bye.